Chapter name C++. Today's content in this C++ chapter we are going to learn is looping structure. We have a three type of a looping structure. First one is a for loop, second one while loop, and third one is nothing but the do while loop. Okay, so let us learn first the for loop. The for loop is an entry control loop. Now this for loop is used when action is to be repeated predefined number of time. Okay, now let us see this why this for loop is called as an entry control loop. Let us see the syntax of this for loop. Very first, for in bracket initial expression semicolon text expression semicolon increment decrement in bracket complete. After that one curly bracket open, in that some action is there. Action is nothing but the statement or the statements or action. Okay, and the bracket is closed. Now the initial expression is executed only once when the loop starts. Okay, it will never execute after that. Now the next one is the test expression evaluated each time through the loop before the body of the loop is executed. Okay, and the increment decrement expression changes the value of the loop variable at the time of the loop. Now see, at the entry point text expression is there, so before executing the body of the loop text expression is executed first. Okay, it means it will check the condition first, then it will enter the loop. If the condition is true, then only it will execute the action. If the condition is false, then it will never enter in the loop. That's why this for loop is called as entry control loop, and this loop will repeatedly perform the action until certain condition is evaluated. Once that expression is false, test expression is false, the loop stop. Okay, now let us see the example for this for loop. Now we have one example. Write a program in C++ to find the factorial of a given number using a loop. Okay, now see, very first line you have to write hash include iostream.h. Whenever writing any C++ program, we are going to write this first line hash include iostream.h. iostream.h nothing but a header file. We are going to use cout and cin, two statements which are of input output stream. That's why iostream.h header file is used. Second header file we are going to use is a conio.h. Now hash include conio.h. conio.h means console input output. This is also one header file which is used when we use a clr, scr and get character function. clr, scr means clear screen and get ch means get character function. So these two functions are used. Then we are going to write the hash include conio.h. Okay, now starting from our void main. Now see, in this program we are going to calculate the factorial of a number using for loop. Okay, now suppose I have one number n. Okay, that and the value of that n is 4. It means I have to find out the factorial of 4. So manually how we calculate the factorial? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. It means starting from 1 to that number 4. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. 1 into 2 2. 2 into 3 6. 6 into 4 24. So we get the factorial 24. But using a for loop, how you are going to calculate? So you require one variable n to store the given number, one another variable fact which initial value is 1, which will store the answer of the factorial, and one more variable I required. This is nothing but the counter variable to increment the value each time to multiply with the number. Okay, now so these three variables we are going to use in our program. That's why very first after CLR SCR we are going to initialize that variable. We are going to declare that variable. So all these three are the integer variable. That's why we write int I comma n comma fact, and the initial value of fact is 1. That's why directly we write the initial value fact is equal to 1. Okay, now user is going to enter the number. Okay, that's why we write enter the number in cout statement. Cout in double quotes, enter the number, semicolon, statement is finished. Then using cin statement, the whatever answer you enter, that answer number you enter, that number is stored in a variable n. Okay, now you have a number 4, so n value is 4 now. Okay, so we are going to apply the for loop. Now in for loop, very first initial expression is there. So I is our counter variable, because we are going to multiply from 1 up to that number. Okay, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. So initial value which we are use for multiply is 1. That's why the counter variable value is 1. So I is equal to 1, then semicolon. Now see, we are going to multiply from 1 to 4. 1 is nothing but our I, 4 is nothing but our n. That's why I is less than equal to n. It means I value always less than equal to n, not greater than n. Okay, that's why the text expression is given like I is less than equal to n. Once I value reaches greater than n value, the loop is stop. Okay, and I plus plus, it means it at each step I value increment by 1. Okay, and the statement is fact is equal to fact into I. It means we are going to multiply the I value with the fact variable. Now the initial value of the fact variable is 1 and the I value is also 1. So 1 into 1, 1, and this one answer is stored in a fact variable. Okay, so this fact variable now have the value 1. Okay, again whenever bracket comes here, it will again repeat and go to the for loop. Now when it repeat, the I value increment by 1 and it become 2 now. So now our I value is 2. So let us check the condition. 2 is less than equal to n value is 4. 2 is less than equal to 4, condition is true. Again it will repeat the same statement. Now last time we have the value of a fact is 1. So 1 into I. Now the value of I is 2. So 1 into 2, 2. Answer is stored in a fact variable, that is a 2. Now our fact variable contain the value 2. Again loop repeat, again I value increment and I become 3. Okay, now let us see the condition. 3 is less than equal to 4, condition is true. That's why again it will multiply. Last time fact value is 2. Okay, and 2 is multiplied by 3, it becomes 6, and 6 value is again stored in a fact variable. Again loop repeat and I value become 4. 4 is less than equal to 4. It is not less than, but it is equal to. So the condition is true. Again I value multiply by fact, and last time fact value is 2 into 3 6. So 6 into 4 24, and that value is again stored in a fact variable. Again loop repeat and I value increment by 1. So I become here 5. So 5 is less than equal to 4, condition is false. Okay, so the loop break here and the next statement followed by this for loop is executed. Now last time we stored the answer in a fact variable is a 24. That's why the answer we display cout the factorial of a given number is a fact. Fact will display the answer 24 because last time fact variable contained the value 24. Get ch character is used to display the value on the console. Okay, when this type of a program, whenever you run output is like this: enter the number. See the very first line, enter the number, which we write in a cout statement. When you enter any number, suppose I enter 4 and I press the enter button, then I get the output. The factorial of a given number is 24. Understand the logic? Okay. Now the second loop, that is a while loop. Now this while loop is also a entry control loop, and it repeats the action until the condition become false. When the condition is false, that time the loop is terminated. Now the syntax is very simple. While keyword is used, in bracket one condition is given. When the condition is a true, action 1 is executed, and when the condition is false, action 2 is executed. It means the loop is terminated and the next action followed by the while loop is executed. Okay, see the example. We take a same example of a factorial of a number using but while loop. Okay, now the same program, I just start from the integer I. Okay, void main clr scr. Now see, in this initial expression is not there. In the syntax we have only the condition, not increment decrement, not initial expression, only condition is given. Okay, before we see the for loop, in the for loop syntax, initial expression, condition and increment decrement, all the three things are given in a for loop syntax, but in while loop only condition is there. Okay, and the entry point condition is checked. Okay, that's why it is also a entry control loop. So initial value we are going to provide, and increment decrement value also separately we are going to provide. Okay, so very first I, n and fact, these three variables we required. Okay, same program is there, only little bit changes are there. Okay, so I is equal to 1, this initialization we are going to write for the variable I, and fact is equal to 1. Okay, now we are going to enter the same number n, the enter using the cout statement, enter the number c in n. Okay, now see, whenever we use a while loop, only condition is there, because initial value we are provide before the condition while loop. Okay, I is equal to 1 we write first. Okay, so only the condition, that is I is less than equal to n. Okay, in that the statement is nothing but fact is equal to fact into I. This logic I explain in the for loop, so directly I explain here, fact is equal to fact into I. Fact into I means the value of I which increment each time, and fact is a variable which store the answer. Okay, now see, suppose I value is 1, initial I value is 1, 1 is less than equal to n, n value is same here 4. Okay, 1 is less than equal to 4, condition is true, condition true, that's why it will enter into the loop and it will execute fact is equal to fact into I. Initial value of fact is 1 into I value is also 1, 1 into 1, answer is 1, and this answer is stored in a fact variable. Okay, now increment decrement part we are writing separately, that is I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, when I write I is equal to I plus 1, I value increment by 1, and then it will repeat the loop. Again it will go to the while loop. Now I value become 2. Okay, I plus 1 means 1 plus 1 means 2, so I value is 2, so 2 is less than equal to n, n means 4, 2 is less than equal to 4. Again see this upper line, while I is less than equal to n, 2 is less than equal to 4, condition is true. Same way these two statements are executed repeatedly until it will reach the false condition. Once I become 5, 5 is less than equal to n, condition is false, and answer is display here, see out the factorial of a given number is fact, which is nothing but the 24. Likewise the for while loop is written. At the entry of this while loop, condition is checked, that's why it is an entry control, And see the difference between for loop and while loop. In for loop we write the initial expression, condition and increment decrement, but in while loop only condition is there, initial expression we are going to write at the initial point, and in the logic we are going to write separately the increment decrements statement, that is I is equal to I plus 1. That is the difference. Okay, now let us see the third loop, that is the do while loop. Now this do while loop is a exit control loop, and it is used to carry out the conditional looping. Conditional looping nothing but some certain condition is given. Okay, let us see the syntax. Do keyword, then one bracket is open, action 1 bracket is closed, while condition, and then action 2. Now see the syntax. Let what you see, very first do statement is there, after that action 1, it means before checking any condition action 1 is performed once. Okay, after that in while condition is checked, it means before checking any condition you have to perform the action 1 at once. Okay, if the condition is true or false you have to perform action once at once. Okay, after that if the condition is true again loop is repeated, if the condition is false loop break. Okay, let us see the example. A simple example is given here. Write a C++ program using a do while loop to print the table of 1. Okay, it means 1 to 10 you have to print. Okay, now see, starting from hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, void main. Now see, only number you have to display, it means you record only one variable I. We take one variable I for the counter variable. Okay, and the initial value start from 1 because table of 1 start from the 1, that's why I value is 1. So integer I is equal to 1. Now we use the do while loop. Now see, some condition is given, means what condition is given, you have to print from 1 to 10, up to 10 you have to print the table of 1. Okay, now see, do see out, in double quotes I write I. Whenever I write the I, see, it will display the value of I. Okay, and then slash n means it will give the output in a new line. Then next line I plus plus, it means next time it will increment the value of I. Okay, and then while I is less than equal to 10, now once it will execute I value. Okay, I means 1, so once it will print 1 and then it will increment the value of I, that means it will, now I value become 2, then it will enter the while condition. So now the I value is greater than 10, so again condition is true, so again it will go to the do and it will again print the number, that is a 2. Then again it will check the condition, again it will print the number. Likewise this repetition is there for printing and increment the value of I until I become greater than 10. It means if I is greater than 10, then it will stop the execution of the program. Okay, and it will print the number, so you'll get the output like 1 2 3 up to 10. Okay, so likewise do while loop, that is exit control do while loop is executed and it will check the condition at the exit of the loop, that's why it is called as exit control loop. Okay, thank you.